today I will cover the topic residue, few applications of residue, right? And also discuss the Cauchy residue theorem. In this session, I will told you about some applications related to residue topic, and there is a very important topic, Cauchy residue theorem. So Cauchy residue theorem, 8 marks question, 8 in G scheme, 7.5 or 15 marks question can be asked in your final semester exam. So Cauchy residue theorem is very important theorem. So first we will discuss some few applications of residue. So just in previous session I told you about residue at a pole of order n, right? So I will just remind you one thing, that there is a formula here. If fz has a pole of order n at z is equal to a, this is only just for your reminding. So residue at z is equal to a is equal to 1 upon n minus 1 factorial d to the power n minus 1 upon dz to the power n minus 1 z minus a to the power n into fz, and we are finding a residue at z is equal to a. And I told you that you can find residue only at pole singularity, not other than singularity, right? There is an example, and I have already discussed this example with you. So I have another example. So there is another example. Find the residue of 1 upon z square plus 1 whole cube at z is equal to I, right? So you have your fz. Fz is your 1 upon z square plus 1 whole cube, right? So there is a note here that find residue at z is equal to I. So first we need to find the poles of the function fz. So for the poles, you will put denominator is equal to 0. So z square plus 1 whole cube is equal to 0, right? So z square plus 1, you can write it z plus I, z minus I whole cube is equal to 0, right? Then you will get z plus I whole cube, z minus I whole cube is equal to 0. So z is equal to minus iota 3 times and plus iota also 3 times. So here z is equal to I is a pole of order 3, and z is equal to minus I is also a pole of order 3. I अगर आप लोगों को, if you guys have any confusion in this line, then you can write it also as z square plus 1 whole cube is equal to 0. That means z square plus 1 bracket will be 3 times. So z square plus 1 is equal to 0, z square is equal to minus 1, and z square is equal to, and you have to know that the value of minus 1 in complex number. So in complex number, the value of minus 1 is iota square. So you can write there iota square, then you will get z is equal to plus minus iota, and you have here power is 3. That means you will get plus minus iota 3 times. So there is an other way to understand this whole cube and this line, right? Now you have z is equal to iota is a pole of order 3, and we need to find our residue at z is equal to I. If you guys want to find residue at z is equal to minus I, then you can also find your residue, but in question saying that find residue at z is equal to I. So a residue at z is equal to, this is a pole of order 3. So this is not a simple pole, and simple pole formula is other one, and pole of order 1 formula other one. So we need here only pole of order 1 formula. So just apply pole of order, and we have n is equal to 3, right? So z is equal to I, limit z tends to I, 1 upon n minus 1 factorial d to the power n minus 1 upon dz to the power n minus 1 z minus I whole cube into fz. So this is our residue formula. Now n is given, n is equal to 3. So 1 upon 3 minus 1 factorial d square upon dz2 z minus I whole cube into fz is given 1 upon z square plus 1 whole cube, right? So you have already, you can write um 1 upon z plus 1 upon z square plus 1 whole cube as z plus I whole cube into z minus I whole cube. As I told you that you can factor the z square plus 1 as z plus I, z minus I. So z minus I whole cube and this bracket, both of the bracket will be cancelled out, and you have only 1 upon z plus I whole cube. Now n is 3, so you are getting 2 times differentiation with respect to z. So you have to do 2 times differentiation with respect to z. So 1 time differentiation d upon dz, z plus I to the power minus 3. So n into x to the power n minus 1. So minus 3 z plus I to the power minus 3 minus 1, right? And after solve this, you will get minus 3 into z plus I to the power minus 4. Now second time differentiation with respect to z, so minus 3 as it is, minus 4 because power will be right before, minus 4 into z plus iota to the power minus 5, right? So this is the double time derivative, the double time differentiation of z plus iota to the power minus 3, right? Now just solve this and you will get your residue at z is equal to I as 3 upon 16 iota, right? Just 12 by 2, this will be your 6, 2I to the power minus 5, so you can write 1 upon 2I to the power 5, and 2 to the power 5, I to the power 5, and I to the power 5 you can write I square into I, and I square value is minus 1, I square value is minus 1, so that will be your positive sign, and you will get 3 upon 16 I is your final answer. So you guys can also calculate your residue at z is equal to minus I, because there is another residue, another pole, z is equal to minus iota. So this is your exercise. So you will solve, you will find your residue at z is equal to minus I. Now there are few questions here. Find the residue at poles. So right, first one, second one, third one, these are very easy questions, and then these are there are two questions also here. So you will find your residue at poles of these questions, right? This is your exercise, this is your task. So complete your task, and I will share answer of these questions, solution with the solution, so in our next video, right? I will share, there are few questions in our previous session, there were few questions in our previous session, and there are 5 questions also here, so I will provide you solution all of the questions in one video. So I will share it further in our videos, right? Now there is another question, and question is 1 upon z square plus a square to the whole square. Find the residue at z is equal to IA. So fz is given 1 upon z square plus a square whole square. So this question and our question both are similar, because here z square plus a square is given. So you can also write z square plus a square as a factor form, z plus iota a, z minus iota a, and where it is coming from, it is coming from, look at here, you can write z square minus iota square a square. Iota square value is minus 1, so minus minus plus, so you will get your this step. But if you don't want to write this one, as you can write z square plus a square is equal to 0. So z square is equal to minus a square, and z square is equal to minus 1, you can write I square a square. So z is equal to plus minus iota a. So it is coming 2 times, power is 2 here, so you will write z is equal to minus a, and z is equal to iota a. Iota a is a pole of order 2. So here we are getting n is equal to 2. Now question is saying that find the residue at z is equal to IA. So for the residue z is equal to at z is equal to IA, so formula is 1 upon n minus 1 factorial, limit z tends to IA, d to the power n minus 1 upon dz to the power n minus 1, right? Z minus a IA whole square into fz. हमें जिस पे फाइंड करना होता है रेजिड्यू, उसको हम सबसे पहले यहाँ पे ब्रैकेट में लिखते हैं z minus ia whole square into fz. Just multiply by fz, so both will be cancelled out bracket, and you will get d upon dz 1 upon z plus ia whole square. So just differentiate one time. So 1 upon x to the power n. So n x to the power n minus 1. So just minus 2 upon z plus iota a whole cube. So just put the value of apply limit here, then you will get your answer minus 1 upon 4 I a cube. This is a question, and there is another question similar to this question. So you can write both of these questions similar to our following questions, right? So z, you will write z square plus a square as z plus iota z minus iota, and just find your residue at pole, right? Now, there is another method to find the residue at z is equal to a. First method at simple pole, second method pole of order n, and there is a third method residue at z is equal to a. If your function is given in your given in this form, phi a upon psi dash a. So just there is an example, and you will get understood better by this example. So that determine the poles and residue at each pole of the function fz is equal to cot z. So for the pole, I already told you that if you have your denominator, then you can find your pole. Otherwise, you cannot find your pole, right? So cot z is given, so you can write cot as cos by sine. So just write your cot as cos by sine. Now you have a denominator, so put denominator is equal to 0. So sin z is equal to 0 here. So sin z is equal to sin n pi. N pi, for the value of n pi, sin always gives 0, right? Pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, and so on, n pi. All values are 0. So z, you will get z is equal to n pi. So where n is equal to 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, and so on, integers. Now, find the residue of fz at z is equal to n pi is equal to cos z upon d upon dz sin z. Look at here, sin z differentiation is cos z. So you can apply this formula because this is a fraction form. So cos z upon d upon dz sin z, and sin z differentiation is 1. So cos z upon cos z is equal to 1. So residue of fz at z is equal to n pi is 1. Now there is another example. Determine the poles of the function and residue at the poles fz is equal to z upon sin z, right? So first we need to calculate our sin z is equal to 0, means poles calculate karna hai. So sin z is equal to 0, then sin z is equal to sin n pi, and z is equal to n pi here. So residue is equal to limit z tends to n pi z upon d upon dz sin z. So same as it is. So because we cannot find as our residue like simple pole or pole of order n, so just apply this formula. So z upon cos z is equal to n pi upon cos n pi. So cos n pi value is minus 1 to the power n, right? Now this theorem is very important theorem, Cauchy residue theorem. So today I will discuss Cauchy residue theorem, and proof is not in your syllabus. Cauchy residue theorem is without proof, right? So but I will discuss the proof of this theorem. So uh, let start begin. So the Cauchy residue theorem: if fz is analytic in a closed curve C, except at a finite number of poles within C, then integration fz dz is equal to 2 pi I sum of residue at the poles within C, right? If you have fz and your fz is analytic, if fz is analytic in a closed curve C, so there is a circle here. This is your circle C, and this circle there are some small circle inside this circle. So just fz is analytic in a closed curve. See, this is a closed curve, right? Except at a finite number of poles. Finite number of poles means a1, a2, a3, and so on, an. These are the small circles of with a small radii and center at a1, a2, a3, and so on, an, right? Then fzdz is equal to 2 pi I sum of residue at poles within C. That means 2 pi I into sum of residues. जितने भी आपके यहाँ पर सर्कल हैं उन सब पे आप जितने भी पोल मिलेंगे आपको उन सबको आपको पोल का रेजिड्यू फाइंड करना है और उन सबको ऐड करके लिख देना है, राइट? एंड अगर वो and that point, that means that pole, if the pole lie inside this circle, then you will find your residue at that pole. Otherwise the value of the residue will be 0. If your pole does not lie inside the circle, then you will write the value is equal to 0. Now there is a proof here. Let c1, c2, cn be the non-increasing circles. These are circles c1, c2, c3, and so on, cn be the non-increasing circles with the centers at a1, a2, an respectively, and radii so small that they lie entirely within the closed curve. These are the small radii circles, and these are entirely within the closed curve. Now, then fz is analytic in the multiple connected region lying between the curve C and C1, C2, and so on, Cn. So these are the multiple connected region. So apply Cauchy's theorem. I told you Cauchy theorem in our previous session. I have already discussed. So integration C f z d z is equal to integration C1, C2, Cn fz dz. So for the small circle C1, C2, Cn, you will calculate your residue at a1, a2, and so on, an, and your residue will be 2 pi I into residue of fa1 plus residue of fa2 plus and so on residue of fan, right? So just one thing, that the proof will not be asked in a final semester exam, but you need to know where it is coming from. And Cauchy residue theorem is your very important theorem. So applications of Cauchy residue theorem I will discuss in our next videos. And there is an exercise I have already told you that solve these questions. And if you guys have any problem in these questions, then I will provide you a solution. And in the next video, I will share a few examples of Cauchy residue theorem. And it is a 15 marks, can be 15 marks or can be 7.5 marks question, right? Thank you.